program supports independence and access for deafblind adults. Many deafblind adults know how to do a lot of things, and then they lose their vision. They are not able to drive any longer because they don't have the vision anymore. Their vision has changed. So independence is very important. People still need to go grocery shopping and do other things, and they often feel isolated, and they have to depend on friends and family members who are busy themselves and have to volunteer their time. Fortunately, we have money available to pay our providers who work for the program. You know, without an interpreter, or if there's a delay in getting interpreter services, people's benefits can be cut off. Maybe someone needs to go to court. There's no interpreter. Things are postponed for months and months at a time. And it can be very easily remedied if people would think about communication access in advance. I live independently. I cook for myself. I live by myself. Sometimes I use a support person with me, but most of the time I do things by myself. I find things, and if I can't find them, I ask for assistance. The deafblind community really likes socializing. It's important that interpreter access is provided, and as well as social support providers. These are called SSPs. They're almost the same as providers, but they work with deafblind people on a volunteer basis. If I want to go to a social event, I would have an SSP with me. Because I can't go to that event by myself. People are socializing, saying hello, and deafblind people don't have that visual access to just kind of jump into social situations. So that SSP or provider would be with the deafblind person and help them kind of integrate into the social event, whether it's a picnic or a play, whatever it might be. Sometimes people see me with my white cane and think I'm blind. So they try to talk with me. From the side, however, if a person comes up around me, I can't see that they're there. I also cannot hear them talking to me. And people will mistake that for, for the fact that I'm ignoring them. They'll think that I'm not paying attention to them on purpose, but that's actually not the case. I like people to know that deafblind people can communicate. You can write in large print on a piece of paper. You could use your finger to spell out letters on my palm if you need to. The important thing would be to figure out the best way to communicate with that particular individual. The most important thing would be to remember the deafblind community and take us into consideration when planning events so that we are able to participate more fully and contribute to the community at large. I'm deaf. I became deafblind as a young person, and I've always been worried about communication. I lost my vision after years of being able to see. And so I became a person who accesses communication tactily. And I see interpreter programs, ASL programs. They have increased their deafblind friendliness, if you will, and there tends to be more respect these days than in the past. And the deafblind community is slowly being more and more accepted. In the future, it would be great if everybody knew ASL. That would be my perfect world. The most important thing would be to remember the deafblind community and take us into consideration when planning events so that we are able to participate more fully and contribute to the community at large.
And
remember that any little bit helps. Any little bit of effort helps with communication. You don't have to be skilled with American Sign Language. You can learn a little bit, and that would make a big difference. But my message would be, please try.